Hi everyone, welcome to Lunch Hour Lessons with Allison. I'm Allison Mädl and today is May 29th, 2019. Every Wednesday at 12:30 I come to you live to bring you a topic related to nutrition and health that I think is interesting and give you a lesson to take with you into your daily life. If you like what you hear, feel free to comment or like this video, and as always I post a transcript of each lesson on my blog at allisonmadel.com. This week's lesson is get outside and breathe. The weather has been beautiful here these past few days here in North Idaho where I live, and it's finally sandal weather, which means I'm loving not having to wear sweatpants every day to keep warm. I do work from home, so that's appropriate. Today I want to talk about the benefits of being outside. It is really a great idea to, at some point each day, go outside, breathe the air. Leave your smartphone inside, walk around outside, look at the sky. If it's raining, notice how different the air smells than if it's sunny. During the winter, you can feel the cold on your face and on your ears and just that little bite in the air. But the point is really to be mindful. So there's a real difference between going outside and just noticing the outside or just being outside. Of course, most of us are physically outside at some point during the day, like when we walk to our car from our place of work, or we go into the store to do some shopping. So we do usually go outside at least, but that paying attention, like I'm outside now, what's it like out here? It really ensures that you get the nervous system shift over into what we call a more parasympathetic state, which is that rest and digest state. And the reason being is because just being out in nature actually resets our bodies to a more relaxed state. And that's why eating outside whenever possible is a great idea. I did read somewhere that during long stints of computer work, if you're inside, it's important to follow what we would call the 20-20-20 rule. So that would be to stand up every 20 minutes and look at least 20 feet into the distance for at least 20 seconds. So standing up for every 20 minutes, looking at least 20 feet away, and for about 20 seconds. That's 20-20-20. And that gives your eyes and brain a break from the screen. And better yet, you can go outside to do this. So when I remember and I'm being good, I try to remember to set a 20-minute timer for when I'm working. And every time it goes off, then I get up and I look into the distance. It's also a great time to move and stretch and kind of get the body moving a little bit. Okay, so next, a lot is said in our health community about the importance of our microbiome, which is the community of yeasts, fungus, and bacteria that live on us and around us and perform actually many beneficial functions for us. So I, like many others, I take a probiotic and a prebiotic supplement to keep my microbiome fed and also in good order. But I did remember also hearing a scientist one time talk about how just going out into nature and breathing the air in different environments can actually diversify the microbes that we host because they're floating around in the air and we can actually breathe them in. So for example, like a forest would have its own set of organisms and the beach would have others. So it's important to kind of get outside in lots of different environments. Just like with diet, we try to eat a variety of foods. It's actually important to get your body exposed to different kinds of environments for kind of the same reason. It's good to have diversity in many things. And another thing that people talk about, which kind of takes the getting outside thing a little step further, is called earthing or grounding. And earthing is the concept of putting your skin in contact with the Earth's surface electrons by walking barefoot or other, if you lie down in the sand or something, get your skin in contact with the contact of the earth. And that would mean like on grass, on soil, sand, anything that's naturally occurring and covering the ground. But usually we talk about like walking around barefoot. So this earthing is kind of popular these days, and the proponents can indicate that the surface of the earth has potent pain-killing, anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, and stress-reducing properties. This is due to the natural, subtle negative charge that the Earth has due to the electrons in the surface. So most animals have constant contact with the connection to the earth. But humans, we've really distanced ourselves from this due to our modern footwear and buildings and roads. So it just kind of is common sense that we may feel different or have a different experience when we're not actually rooted to the earth like we used to be. So I have to say that sometimes, I'll go out into my front yard and I like walking barefoot in the front yard and admiring the flowers, or walking on the beach barefoot. It really does feel really good. And I notice kind of a tingling in my lower legs. Maybe that's just because of the sensation of the grass or the sand, on my feet. But I kind of like to imagine the connections with the earth electric charge. And I do distinctly remember thinking back on my childhood, running around our yard barefoot all the time. That was just common. And the way that the grass would get cold against my feet as the evening would progress would just, I just, it's a sensation that I still remember. And it would kind of remind me, okay, time to go inside because it's getting dark, getting cold. Yesterday, I actually went out and walked around because I had the thought of doing this lesson today. But apparently all the pine trees in our yard are dropping all their sticky seed pods. So I got a ton of sap on my feet, which then stuck to all this grass, and it was just a big mess. So I guess you do this at your own risk. But one of the good things is that you can always use coconut oil to take off any sappy, gluey, sticky stuff. So I just rubbed my whole feet in coconut oil and I got it all off. So the topic of getting outside for sunshine and vitamin D and all of that is kind of a whole topic in itself. So I'll talk about that in a couple weeks. And that is all the time we have for today. So be sure to tell a friend this week's lunch hour lesson, which is make time to get outside and breathe at least once a day. Make time to get outside and just breathe at least once a day. Like my page to get the weekend tip that comes out on Saturday mornings. I'll see you next week. Bye for now.